So what we're doing at the moment is pulling this tank apart to relocate it. With an aquarium, it's unbelievable how much wiring and leads and so forth that you do need to tend with. And the other thing that's very good is to give your tank a good service a couple of weeks prior, because a couple of good services will keep it nice and clean. The other thing we want to do is make sure we put some fresh polyfilter in the system after we've done the water change. This tank has particularly good coralline growth. All the corals look very good and healthy and in a very good position to move. The tank's also not overly stocked with fish, which also helps. So when you're doing jobs like this, a really simple trick is to put your drum you're filling in a foam box, particularly if it's one of these black ones, because it's really hard to tell if they're full, and if you're distracted doing other things, it's really easy to accidentally overflow it. If it's in the box, you're not too worried about it. So what we're trying to do here is get as much water as possible. Then what we'll be doing is taking a bit of water out just to house the corals and the fish. Then we'll take the whole tank apart. Then we'll relocate the whole tank to the new house. Then basically put it all back together again using as much of the water as possible. Then we'll make sure not to feed for the next few days and monitor the tank substantially. Give all the filters and so forth a good clean and keep an eye on your water quality, and then there's no reason why there should be any problems. So we've had a little bit of a break in the rain, so I'm using this opportunity to fill up the van. I've got all the water, I've separated out the rocks, I've separated the soft corals, I've separated out the fish. The plan with the fish is to put just enough water to cover the fish, so the splish splashing will keep the water with oxygen in it. So the idea is just take the tank apart, separate all the equipment out, relocate the tank, then put it all back together again as much as possible using all the same stuff is the key to moving the tank. How long have you had this tank set up?
Maybe 2 years.
And did you have this before you got your big tank?
Yeah.
You'll have fun moving this one.
Yeah.
Not so bad like your big one. And how much maintenance do you find this compared to your big one?
More.
Yeah, because it doesn't have dosing pump and that?
Yeah. I've got to do the water changes weekly or fortnightly. And then I've got to, top everything else up.
See, that's a lot of people don't understand that a tank can potentially be more maintenance if it's smaller, therefore not as well set up, because your big tank with the dosing pump and everything is so much more stable.
And things go wrong a lot quicker in this. You can see the phosphate's probably pretty high now because there's some algae and stuff starting to grow.
And whereas normally you can just turn up your phosphate remover and you're in business.
Yeah.
Here you got to remember to actually dose it.
Yeah, which happens most of the time.
Having carpeted stairs are the best thing ever for moving aquariums. It really lowers your risk and makes it easier. You can even slide them down the stairs if you have to. I've sure done that before. So much better than concrete or tiled stairs. Now, I don't know if there's some sort of rule that says every person that wants to move an aquarium needs to move it from the top floor of an apartment to the top floor of an apartment without an elevator. Certainly makes my day fun and very good exercise.